Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sports Power Talk Overtime. I'm Lana, and today I'm sitting down with an amazing person and athlete from our University of Akron, and now she is a Team USA Paralympian medalist. This is the wonderful Grace Nuhfer.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here, Grace.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool.
So can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Grace. I'm a senior this year at the University of Akron studying business data analytics. I have a focus in marketing and a minor in philosophy pre-law, although TBD on the law school, we're still figuring it out. I swim on the swim and dive team here, and that has been such a joy, such a cool experience. And I, like you said, I just went to the Paris Paralympic Games. I've been swimming since I was 7, and when I was 3, I was diagnosed with a genetic disorder called brittle cornea syndrome, which leaves my corneas fragile and misshapen. So definitely impacts the vision a lot, and that is what has gotten me classified as an S13 in Paralympic swimming, and it's been a ride. That sounds so cheesy, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So this was your first Paralympics. How did you learn about the Paralympics?
So I did able body swim my whole life. I didn't really think anything of it. I was just like, oh yeah, I can't see, but like, it's fine. And then I did kind of know about para, and going into an able body like championship meet one time, I met this para athlete who was also like an S13, transitioned to an S12. Her name was Becca Myers, and I was like, hey, like, I follow you, like, I also can't see. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, why are you not doing para? And so there was a lot of steps to get to where I was finally internationally and nationally classified, but I got my classification last year and then had my first para meet last September.
Awesome. And your swim was amazing. As you came from behind upset, you were not in the top 3 for the first 50 meters, but then you zoomed in the final 50 meters to get the silver in your Paralympic debut. It was so exciting to watch. And what were you thinking as you were making your moves?
Yeah, so the 100 butterfly, that's a race that I've swam ever since I was little. I've always been a butterflyer, and it's kind of one of those things where going into it, I just kept telling myself, like, this is my race. I know how to swim this race. Like, I can swim fly forever, and this is my chance to have fun. And to me, the race didn't just represent the time or the place, but it represented all the years of hard work and the adversity I've overcome and the people who have supported me in and out of the water. So, I just dove in the water, knew how I was going to swim the race, and knew I would be strong coming back. I've always been a closer, so I just kind of had fun with it and really just put my head down and got to the wall as fast as I could in that last 50.
Awesome. And there was a live watch party here at Akron where all your teammates and supporters were watching you. So what does that mean to you?
Oh, that means the world. I think I've said this in a different interview before, but like, as cool as the medal is, to me, what's more meaningful is the fact that, like, Akron hosted a watch party, or I got like a 7-minute long good luck video from my team, and I was getting so many texts from families and friends back home wishing me good luck. And to me, just like the community coming together and the way that people have supported me in my life means so much more than the medal ever could. So seeing the photos and the videos from the watch party just like brought me to tears, and still does every time I look at it.
Yeah. And did you know that Michael Phelps congratulated you?
I did see that in the Instagram comments. I was kind of freaking out because, obviously it's like Michael Phelps, and then I also got a few Instagram story shout-outs from Missy Franklin and Allison Schmidt, who are also previous Olympic swimmers, and that was pretty epic.
Yeah, so amazing. Like, he's the swimming goat.
Yes,
so
he definitely is.
Amazing. And what was your favorite moment from the Paralympics?
This is a tough one because, it would be an easy answer, I feel like, to say getting my medal or being presented the medal and standing on the podium and, watching the USA flag come down and knowing that I did that and I was the reason it was standing. But to me, I think my favorite moment was right after that when we were walking back towards the medium mixed zone after getting our medals. We walk along the side of the pool, and my family got to the edge, got to the bottom row in the bleachers, and were standing there waiting for me. And I told them to. I was like, I think you guys might be able to get to the front. Like, I would love to see you. and I was like looking, and obviously I can't like see very well, and then all of a sudden I see like my dad like waving his hand from the bleachers, and my mom, there's a video and she's like, right here, like I'm over here, and then I like ran up to them, and like we had such a group hug, and we were all like crying, and there's a video of that moment too that once again also brings me to tears, but that was just such a special moment seeing them like right after that, because there was just, the emotions were so heightened, and it had been such a journey to get there, and then being able to immediately see them and hug it out, it just meant the world to me.
Amazing. And you have wonderful support. So who were your favorite people to meet? Teammates, celebrities?
Ooh. Like when I was at the games?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the games, Team USA is fortunate enough that we have, there's 4 girls in my classification, 3 others including me that are in the S13 class, and we've become a really bonded group. We're really good friends. I was so happy I got to see them last weekend. We were in DC for the Team USA celebration weekend, which was also cool. But I would have to say that, you know, spending time with them was amazing, and I think the favorite people I met there, though, were other S13 girls from different countries who I hadn't met yet. So there's this girl from Australia who's an S13 who I met for the first time. She was so fun. And then there's a few like S12s, like a girl from Japan who I'm friends with now. And just being able to be in the ready room with those girls, and like everyone's kind of in a place where like we all have our country's support and support from people and friends back home. So I mean, at least for me, I see the games as like a celebration. And it's just so fun to like have that energy and mindset and be in the ready room and be like dancing around and like hyping each other up. And I think those are relationships and memories that'll definitely last forever.
Awesome. And you said during the game, so what about after then?
After, well, like I just said, we had the Team USA like celebration weekend this past weekend. And that was super cool because it finally was a moment to bring the Olympians and Paralympians together. You know, USOPC has been doing so much to like, and Team USA to like make sure the 2 groups per se are truly parallel, because para in its essence means parallel, so parallel to the Olympic Games, but we never really get to merge with our counterparts in the Olympic Games. So it was nice to like see everyone. There was quite a few people I was hoping to see, like Katie Ledecky, Caleb Dressel, who unfortunately were not there. But if you know swimmers, there were other big names like Tori Huss, Gretchen Walsh, Kate Douglas, and I got to meet them. Paige Madden, got to meet Ryan Held, and those are all like swimmers that I've like followed for a while or have like used as inspiration. And then I met a few like artistic swimmers. I met an Olympic sailor, some more para track athletes who are also more S13s, which was super fun. It's always fun meeting other people in your class because you're like, oh my gosh, like we can relate to this. It's just an awesome experience. So definitely met some cool people last weekend as well.
Awesome. And Paris is known for some special foods amongst other things. So did you get to try any special foods?
Do you count the chocolate muffin from the village as special food?
Wow, interesting.
You've heard of the chocolate muffin, right?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so it's been this big TikTok trend when the Olympians were in the village. There was this chocolate muffin that this Norwegian swimmer kind of like obsessed over on TikTok, and his video blew up. It had like millions and millions of views. So like going to Paris, everyone was like, make sure you try the chocolate muffin. So of course I like tried it, did like a food review, rated it. I even snuck one back to Akron to share with my roommates so they could try the infamous chocolate muffin. So like I guess I did have really good food like outside the village and even in the village. But I mean like everyone was just like wanting to know about that chocolate muffin. And it was actually really good. I think I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow. Wow, that's shocking that it's a food in the village.
Yeah, there was lots of little pastries, which was perfect because I could always go for a sweet treat, even at the games.
Yeah. And did you stay for the opening and closing ceremony?
Yeah, so for opening, unfortunately, I wasn't able to walk in opening ceremonies because I had my 100 fly, like the big race the next day. So we all dressed up and took pictures, and then I took the outfit off, got into PJs, and went to bed so I would be ready for the next day. But then we all stayed throughout the entire games because the Paralympic Games last 10 days. and swimming is all 10 days because there's so many classes, so many events. So yeah, we were still there till the end, and then we got to all march in closing if we wanted to, and that was definitely super cool.
Very cool. And did you get a chance to see some of the other events at the Paralympics?
Yeah, so once I was done, two of my other teammates had also finished competing, so we were still going to the pool for prelim and finals, but we then kind of had that break where we didn't necessarily have to preserve our energy because we were done. So after prelims, we hopped on the metro and went to the Eiffel Tower because there's stadium right next to the tower. I believe for the Olympics it was the beach volleyball stadium, but for the Paralympics they converted it to the blind soccer stadium. So that was super cool. We went to watch a blind soccer game match, and I've never seen blind soccer, and it was just so neat because I'm like, oh my gosh, like these people are blindfolded, or I mean, whether or not they have any sight, they were all blindfolded, so it was even, and the stadium had to be completely silent because the ball rattled. So if they would kick the ball, it would rattle, like we could hear it rattle, and then the goalies had a little bit of vision, so they were able to like kind of yell out and guide the players. Oh my gosh, it was so chaotic but so cool at the same time because like I can't even comprehend playing soccer, let alone playing it with a blindfold on. And the Eiffel Tower was like a landscape in the back, so like you're watching the game and then you look up and the tower's just like looming over you. Oh, it was so cool.
Wow. And would you say that was your favorite, the event that's not swimming?
I think I would have had a lot of fun watching some track, although yeah, blind soccer was the only other sport we really had time or were able to go watch. But you know, our sitting volleyball team did well, our wheelchair rugby team, wheelchair basketball, like we were able to watch some of those games on the TVs and like Team USA's like athlete area back in the village. And those athletes are super cool and also so fun to watch.
Awesome. And where will you keep your medal and the 2024 Paralympic mascot called the Frige?
Frige, yeah. Frige! I love Frige. Frige is so cute. Currently, Frige is just sitting on my dresser. She's not really doing much. I have my bird, Few, from the Pan American Games, so they're sitting next to each other. And then the medal, I don't really know where to put it. I've been getting it out because they gave us this box, but the box is pretty big, and it's not really something you can just like stand up and display, like it would fall. And obviously I don't want the medal to like get damaged. And then if I tried to like hang the medal on a hook on my wall, it's so heavy that I'm afraid it would like break the fabric that goes around your neck per se. So currently my medal is being used as a paperweight, sitting on top of a stack of books I have on my desk. I don't know where it's going to end up, but I'm not mad that it's in a place where I get to see it because it's still kind of cool, and it's definitely been a balance coming back to school and like shifting into the school and like studying mindset while also not trying to rush past these experiences too fast. So it's nice to have it out, to be able to see it as a reminder of like, it's okay if you don't do the best, like, or if you don't get the grade you want to in your exam tomorrow, like there's a silver medal sitting right there, like it's really okay. So it's kind of nice to have it out.
Awesome. And what kind of books? Like these textbooks, or are these like books that you like to read?
No, they're books that I like to read.
Ooh, tell us.
Okay, so I'm really sad because I haven't been able to read since I got back because I'm just, like I said, I've been so busy with schoolwork. I'm still not caught up. I missed the first 3 weeks, and so I've been back for like 2.5, 3-ish now, which is crazy. Like I feel like I just got back. I'm only caught up in one of my 5 classes. But before Paris, I started reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Do you know that series?
No, I don't know that series.
It's like a fantasy romance series. She wrote A Court of Thorn and Roses in that series, so I finished that. Read a few novellas in between, and then I started Throne of Glass, which is an 8-book series. And I have all 8 books purchased because I used Amazon Prime Day to get them all like 50% off. So they're all sitting in my room, and I just want to start the second one so bad, and I just don't have the time. So once I get caught up, I will definitely continue reading that series because so far I really am liking it.
Very cool. And it's nice to hear that you're like a reader too, that you also read and do swimming and do all your classes. Wow, you're amazing.
Thank you.
And what's life been like after the Paralympics?
Yeah, like I kind of alluded to, it's been challenging. I've been meeting with like academic athletic advisors and talking with people in my inner circle and my coaches, and I'm just like, listen, like I just feel overwhelmed because as much as training and being an athlete is a physical toll, it's also an emotional one, especially coming off of games, because there's just so much to process and so much went into that one moment. It was kind of like a vision pinhole of like, oh my gosh, like Paralympics, Paralympics, like have to train, like I just want a medal, I want to do my best to reflect like all of those around me and everything they've done for me. So it was like all of the pressure in that one moment, and then to be honest, once it was done, I felt ill for a few days. It was like the adrenaline crash, like oh my gosh, like it's over, like my heart's not beating out of my chest anymore. And then I eventually obviously like flew back to Akron and like getting back into classes. Thankfully, all my professors have been so kind and helping me and giving me extensions, which has been so greatly appreciated. But like, yeah, it's definitely been a struggle to like find the balance of like, I've had a really cool summer and I'm so grateful for it and would love to reflect and process it more. But I also would love to finish my degree and not just like flunk all my classes because I'm so distracted. So that balance is definitely difficult. And like I mentioned earlier, I was in DC last weekend. So it's like I missed 2 more days of school. I was like, I'm so sorry, everyone. But it's like I got to meet the president and I got a selfie with Joe Biden. So it's like that kind of like is like worth it for the amount of stress missing just those 2 days gave me. Like it's kind of, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting experience to come back from games for sure.
Yeah, and what are some things do you have tips for balancing everything?
Yeah, so when I got back from games, I was taking life an hour at a time. And now I'm finally just taking it a day at a time, starting to look at like the 2-day range. But it's definitely about, giving yourself grace, giving yourself patience and time, because if you step back and like really see the bigger picture, you'll see what's really important, and it's probably not the grades you're about to get on a homework assignment. Not to say that like studies isn't important, like obviously you want to do your best, but it's just not worth the emotional toll because so many bigger things are happening and coming in your life. So it's like deep breaths, like just give yourself grace, which pun, and also this is what people have been telling me for the past 3 weeks. So I'm trying to practice, what I'm preaching, but it's definitely been a journey and I'm loving every second of it.
Awesome. And thank you again so much for coming
and
here, Grace, and continue being an inspiration.
Thank you.